Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to some more Always Broke RC. This is an update video on how the Cross RC Mammoth build is going and my thoughts and opinions on this build. As you guys know on my channel, I do a lot of afterthoughts of how the build's going. I'm not able to record as I'm building because not many people would probably appreciate the time it takes me to build something. What you're looking at right here is 24 hours worth of building. I started last night at about 9 o'clock, went to bed, got up at about 5 this morning, and have been wrenching ever since. Like I said, this kit is a very technical kit to build. However, I've really enjoyed it. Honestly, for as technical as this kit is, I haven't gotten flustered or annoyed. There's a few things I would have liked to see changed or improved on. However, this kit, I will say, if you're an experienced builder and you want a good challenge, definitely give this one a try. I know the cost is high, but the time you're going to spend just paying attention to the really small details that make things really meticulous and give you a sense of pride that you did them right, the amount of screws you're going to put in this rig, just to put the tires together. I mean, there's a lot of things that honestly, just showing you guys this right here, right now, I'm very proud of myself as far as getting it to this stage. Now, I know this is not complete, and I'm only showing you guys the chassis. I've been working on the body as well, doing little bits here and there, what I can, gluing parts up. While it dries, I work on the chassis, so on and so forth. So, there's a lot that's happened with this build and a lot that still will happen with this build. My goal today was just get it set up on the chassis basically, and I have accomplished that. So this is what we got here. Overall, like I said, great build, but there are a few things I am going to complain about that I would like to see improved. There's a little scale hardware that doesn't need to be little scale hardware in certain places. Those should actually be bolts. This tool, hold on, let me grab it here. This tool is supplied with the kit and it's pretty much garbage. This is your scale hardware tool to put in those screws up front I just showed you, and it doesn't fit them very well. So it makes for a little bit of annoyance. Your wheel hexes, there's not a set screw to hold them. They are just held on by the cotter pin that goes through, and they just sit on there, and the only thing that holds that in place is your wheel holding it there basically, which, like I said, I understand you don't need it necessarily, but it's just something I personally like. I think it's more an axial thing I grew with, is having that set screw for my wheel hexes. Makes it a lot easier when I'm pulling off wheels and tires, swapping things out. I don't have to worry about losing that cotter pin or the wheel hex itself. So that's been one of my biggest gripes. There's no electronics in it yet. There's no steering components attached or anything yet. But basically that's tomorrow or the next day's task. I'm not sure what I'll do there or when I'll complete it. But like I said, if there's any questions on this build you guys have, or any comments or concerns, let me know. Another thing I'm going to show you here, pull it out. This is actually something that is more meticulous than I would have ever thought. Okay, so you guys see a box, right? You're thinking, well, that's nothing, right? And I didn't know this about this kit until I started building it. See those little hinges? Yes, those are true working hinges. So I can pop this box open and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Those are rinky dinky screws and hinges. And you see how many are in this box? Yeah, I haven't done many yet. That's like, I do like one screw and I step away from it. I get one screw in and I just say, okay, I'm done for now. Because it is so annoying. It's difficult as ever. And that's another thing I would like to bring up a point on this kit that's rather pathetic. I got all my tools here because like I said, I've been wrenching all day, so I can show you everything. Okay, so luckily for me, I have this tool. It's just a little screwdriver from a dollar store for eyeglasses, nothing fancy, but you need one of these to complete this kit. They don't provide any kind of a screwdriver with this kit, even though they know that they have, I don't know, 50 to 100 of these micro screws and hinges. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Cross RC, you need to get that in your kits if you're going to have these hinges that are a pain to do in the first place. And honestly, I appreciate the scale realism, but I think there's a point where I can forget about scale realism and just go with some decent, like, normal sized hardware. Because, wow, you gotta be super patient with yourself. Especially me. I have certain things that make this job more difficult than other people probably would. But that's beside the point. But anyways, a pro tip is, if you're building this kit, okay, and this goes for lots of things if you're working in tight areas, but these screws specifically, make sure you have a magnet, a very strong one, rare earth or something, if you're going to have this kit. Because the secret is, let's say this is my magnet, you're just going to scrape the magnet a couple times, and then that magnetizes the tip on your screwdriver, so you can better hold purchase on those screws. I know a lot of mechanics and stuff know this tip, but if you're new to building kits, that's a good pro tip. Magnetize the tips of your tools sometimes. Not necessarily all the times, because I don't want to be coming over here and picking up this screw if I don't mean to, right? But if you're working in fine details or tight places and you're afraid you're going to drop something, definitely magnetize your tools. And like I said, it's really simple. Get a magnet, scrape it a couple times, hold your tool up next to it, and that'll make it so it magnetizes so you don't drop those. But yeah, anyways, guys, I wish I could count and tell you how many screws are in this kit currently, but I have definitely lost count. Bags and bags and oodles of screws. But, I mean, no complaints as far as the overall build instructions, build quality. My biggest issue, if I've had any, have been on my own. There's been multiple parts that I've had to pull off and redo because I didn't pay attention to detail, even though the instruction manual showed me how to do it correctly. I would get carried away because I built one and then I'd go build another one and I'd do it wrong. So attention to detail on this kit is huge because, like I said, you're doing things repetitively, and the problem is you build 4 wheels and then you go to build your 5th wheel. Well, the tread pattern needs to reverse because it's on the other side. Well, you just built the 5th one just like you did the last 4. You don't have, all 8 wheels on the same side. So you have to pay attention to things like that, and I've honestly had a little bit of struggle with that as far as repetitive nature of building things. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, that's for the opposite side. So that's been a struggle for me, but, live and let learn. But anyways, guys, that is the update for today's Cross RC BC8 Mammoth Maz 537. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching this. I hope that I have been knowledgeable for you, and keep cheering me on as I build this project. Till next time, always broke RC, over and out.